Hello there assassins, welcome back to another Wheelassassin guide. This is an exceptionally special tutorial today because I have for you all lined up a tutorial close to the assassinhood. What I mean by that is, for those that are in the Discord, you're going to recognize this name very prominently. It is a legendary figure at this point. It is, of course, the legendary Dindy, a chap who has helped me to build up the assassinhood on Discord, which is something I'm very unfamiliar with myself. And without him, you know, the assassinhood over on that platform, as well as a few other platforms too, would be completely lost and a complete farce, and I would have just, you know, messed it up entirely. So, suffice to say, Dindy has been a huge asset to this community, and for that I wanted to sort of give a little bit back, you know, give something back in return. So I present to you all today this pixel art right here. Now that is not a self-portrait of the good old Dindy. That's how it came across, didn't it? No. This is actually a character from Dindy's game. Now, Dindy, over the course of 2022, created an entire game from scratch. It is a 2D pixel art game called Luqman Reloaded. It is a badass game, a literal RPG, not in the RPG sense you're thinking of, a literal RPG. Literally, look, this soldier is holding an RPG. I actually just hit my mic because I got too excited. Basically, it is a game where you, as this little soldier here, or whatever customizable character you want to be as, including me, by the way, you can play against 1v1s, play in 1v1s against your mates and destroy them with an RPG. Who doesn't want to do that sometimes? Our friends annoy us sometimes, you know. Of course we want to take an RPG to their face, but in a calm sense. That's not going to do too much damage. And the answer for that is, of course, Luqman Reloaded. So yeah, it's a totally free game. The battle pass that is included in the game allows you to grind up some free tiers, but you can also go ahead and get a premium edition of that too, and hopefully get yourselves the Wheelassassin skin that is on the game. And yeah, it's an all-round fun and awesome little pixel game, so I totally recommend it. There's a link in the description where you can go ahead and download this. It is on the Google Play Store, and I believe a few other places too. All the links are in the description below. So yeah, maybe you can go ahead and set that to download whilst you build this tutorial here today. So let's get cracking on with this soldier from Luqman Reloaded. Now, as we all know, Minecraft is a very PG game. It is a very family-friendly orientated game. So sadly, I wasn't able to customize my character today to hold an RPG for this tutorial. I felt like that would have been a really cool sort of, you know, memento to the game, a little homage, but yeah, I feel like that may have gone against all Minecraft terms and conditions for making content on their wonderful game. So anyways, we'll have to suffice with this. We have ourselves today the materials to get started. It is going to be some stripped dark oak wood, some brown wool, some brown concrete powder, a barrier. Now, to get these barriers, you will want to go ahead and open your chats and commands window. You'll want to type in this box down here, /give, all one word by the way, and there's going to be @s, which means yourself in the game, and it's going to be a barrier up here. Now, once you go ahead and write barrier, as long as you've got your little cursor next to the R flashing green like so, you can click enter here, and you can see the little barrier icon in the left corner of the screen. We want to go ahead and hit enter just here, and there we go. We have given ourselves one barrier in Minecraft. But it doesn't just mean the one. We've got millions of these. Look. There we go. Loads of them. And what's awesome about these is when you're holding them, you can see your barriers. And when you're not holding them, invisible. Absolutely some crazy wizardry going on. I know. Just bear in mind, guys, these are indestructible in survival mode, so don't try and break them with your fists or your swords or your pickaxes or whatever. It's not going to break at all, which is awesome. But yeah, be advised, it can come with some dangers. And we're also going to need ourselves some brown terracotta and some stripped spruce wood. Now, what I'm going to do is build a little bit further away from my original Luqman. I'm probably going to go just slightly forward from it, just so I can go ahead and use my original one as a good old stencil just here. Now, as you can see, the RPG comes out a little bit further forward than our 2D figure, and that is because, of course, Luqman, or this soldier from Luqman, is indeed holding the RPG. So, we're going to start down here by the good old boots. We'll take ourselves some brown wool here, brown concrete powder, brown wool. Then we're going to take ourselves a lovely stripped dark oak wood. 1, 2, 1, 2. And then, as you can see, we start to do a bit of a strange sort of design change here, where we're starting to use our stripped spruce wood here. We're going to go for another 2 up here, but placing them on top of temporary wood blocks down here, just because OCD and sense of direction is a real nuisance of mine. So there we go. We'll knock out this one beneath and add in a stripped dark oak wood, and then add another one just here. We can then take ourselves some brown terracotta, and we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we also want to take ourselves some of this stripped dark oak wood. Once again, we will stick a temporary block just here to place one on top, and then swap this temp for a spruce. Then we'll also take ourselves down the side here for some stripped dark oak wood once more. Then we're going to take ourselves the brown wool here, with some brown concrete powder just here. Brown wool. Our first barriers come into play beneath this one. Not here, we're going to go beneath this one though. So we'll knock that one through. Adding in 2. We'll add a third one, but it's going to be temporary, to add in a 4th one, knocking out the third, and then we can bridge across to this leg over here now. So we'll now take ourselves above this brown wool. We're going to take a concrete powder, concrete powder, concrete powder, wool, concrete powder, wool, oopsie, wool, concrete powder, wool, concrete powder, wool, concrete powder. Ignore that, it's because I haven't done the next step. Okay, so before the concrete powder, we need to go ahead and build up with our stripped dark oak wood for 4 blocks in total just here. As you can see, there's a bit of a pattern. We'll sort that in a moment. For now, take your concrete powder here, and there we go. Although, actually, we may need to swap this for a spruce before we do that. So there we go. Now we're sorted. Now we can take 2 more spruce at the bottom, coming up, and leaving this one as a dark oak. Then we do 2 more dark oak besides. 1 spruce, 1 dark oak. And now we'll take 2 more brown concrete powders up here. Now over this way, we're going to take ourselves a stripped spruce and place one. It's going to go there, but I just need to change the sense of direction. And another one down here diagonal, like so. Now we'll take our dark oak in between these gaps, like so, just for a bit more texture. And then down beneath here, we can add in our last barrier, which is going to be just over this way. Oops, but down here. So we're leaving 2 blocks beneath our woods above. We'll then take ourselves a brown wool here and here. Concrete powder, and that's the trousers completed for our Luqman soldier. That's also the hardest part of this tutorial, so consider yourself absolutely squared up with that one, quite literally, because we're in a very blocky game. But there we go. Onwards to the next step. Now, I'd just like to take a second to apologise for the really loud sort of rumbling sound in the background there. Now, hopefully I'm going to do my best to edit that out, so just ignore me if you can't hear it. Basically, on the night I decided to record this video, which is obviously present right now, there is a truck outside of my house making an absolute ton of noise. So that doesn't usually happen. It's just every time I start recording, something just, you know, out of the ordinary happens and tries to get in the video. Little cameo, I guess. But there we are. I'm sorry about that, guys. That is not my intent. Right, we'll take some grey wool now. We will take some grey concrete, some black concrete, some grey terracotta, green concrete, green terracotta, white concrete, and finally some red. And that's going to be for our missile head over there on the RPG. Okay then, spinning back around, we will firstly take ourselves down to our green over on this left side. Now we want to take our green concrete, terracotta just here for 1 block here. Now I do apologise, but I'm going to have to run across and check this because I'm colourblind and I can't see the difference between greens. So, bit of a pain, I know. Right, we'll take 2 more blocks of green up here, but normal green, not terracotta. Green down here, terracotta, terracotta, terracotta. Green, green, green. Perfect. That's out of the way. Now I can go back to seeing. Now I take some grey wool here. 1, 2, 3 concrete down. Grey wool, concrete, grey wool going up here. Now you can see our first black concretes go here for 2, and they come out for 2. Now everything we place with black concrete in this section will be bumped forward by a block, so do remember that just in case I forget to say. The next thing we can do is to take ourselves our grey terracotta here for 1, 2, and a third one down here. Adding in black just in here. Black 2, black 3 just in here. And then along, so we're over sort of shadowing the grey up here now. And we build this up for the trigger, or I think it's actually the sort of like shoulder stopper for our RPG just here. Like that. I don't know about weaponry. I'm not the most sophisticated in guns. Maybe ask an American in the chat or something. Right, we'll take ourselves a grey concrete just here. We'll take ourselves some grey terracotta. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 just here. That is going to be on the final concrete powder here before going into wool again. We'll take ourselves a piece of grey concrete, grey wool, concrete, black, concrete, and then 2 more. A piece of grey, 2 more black concretes over here, 2 more above, and 2 more above, obviously going upwards like so. And then we'll take our grey terracotta again for a nice row of 6 in total. It's almost like we're building the sort of ballistic vest that our character is wearing up here, which is what we're doing now. We'll take ourselves grey and grey wool, and obviously we've filled in that gap already for the trigger, so we'll build another 2 with 2 out, and then actually 2 along over this way, before going into a single one up here at a diagonal angle. There's going to be grey in here, and 1 grey below, and then over this way, 3 grey, 1, 2, 1, 2, and down here for 1. Oh no, not down here for 1. Firstly, it's grey terracotta along here, then we do the 1, and now we fill in the gaps with our grey wool, just like so. Now, as this has unfortunately happened to be inside of my tutorial, I thought we'd give you a quick update on the truck. It is still out there, still struggling to turn around. Basically, the driver's got himself stuck. So I'm guessing he took a wrong turn, and now he's on a one-way street that's very, very hard to get in and out of. So, yeah. You might hear it for the rest of the video, not gonna lie. Maybe 2 videos after this one too. We'll see. Good luck to the truck driver. Anywho, we have a build to get on with. We are going to take ourselves some black concrete once again, and we'll just layer this entire section now. Entirely, which is very, very awesome, because this is just like finalizes this section, almost gives him like 2 halves of his body, which is awesome. I'm going to run across here and just check my dimensions quick. So we're going to go 1 past the body, 2, 3, 4 past the body, on 5 is where we drop down, and that is on the right side. And I believe it's on the left too, maybe just a little bit shorter. So 1 block, 2, 3, 4, and was it 5 that was coming out? It was indeed. So we drop down here, just like so, making sure to double up, of course, with our dimensions. Then we'll go 2 blocks after this one, and we'll take our, I think this is the grey terracotta, coming back out. It is indeed. So we go for grey terracotta in this 4 like so, and it's going to come up for 1, 2, 2 more again, but obviously like this, so 4 blocks in total. And then 2 back to the left side. Now we'll take red. Now we'll take a square block of white concrete. Red again. And then red for the tip of our missile. And now we're going to outline this with some black concrete, but we're not going to do the red here. We're going to leave that empty, because I think that looks really good for you know, making everything stand out perfectly. So we've got, of course, the sort of casing for the RPG, and then you want the little bit of the missile sticking out the end. But obviously that's a separate entity, so we don't want to connect it to the missile, the rest of the missile body, which is inside this tube of the RPG. So yeah, this is the most technical I've ever been with any form of pixel art in Minecraft. That's just heads up for you guys. Now we'll take black concrete up here above our terracotta, coming along for 3 lots, dropping that down for 1, and going right the way along this way up to the edge of our body. So for now, where our black concrete ends up here, and we'll double that up, of course, because we've got to make the actual tube for our RPG. And this part only comes out for 1, 2, and before dropping to a 3 down there. So we can do that now. 1, 2, 3 on the left side, dropping down here for 1. And then just after this section, we can then go along for 1, 2, 3, and I think 4, just up here like so, of course doubling up. And then we'll take up to this area, so just 1 block, 2, 3, 4, and a 5th one up here, before going back along and matching the bottom. So we go up to where we go back in, which is here, and drop back down before connecting once again to the top there. And there we go, we have our RPG ready laid out for us, looking good. So we'll take our terracotta up here with the grey, of course, for the ending of our RPG. Then we want to take green and we come down here in like a square format. And we also do the same with our green terracotta. Now we're going to run the terracotta along the bottom half of our RPG up to the missile head and the sort of discharge location for our RPG. And then green goes above that part. Like so. On the subject of weaponry, I have never actually held an RPG. Not a live one, of course. I have held a decommissioned one, but it wasn't an actual RPG. It was a, I think it was an anti-tank missile or something like that. It was in a museum. It was probably a pirate launcher from World War II. So, you know, nothing fancy, but got the job done. It sounded like I was flexing. I'm not flexing, I was holding an RPG. It's not something to flex about. It's pretty cool, but it's not a flex. Right, we want to go for down here, where we have ourselves the sort of trigger casing. Oh no, knocking the mic again. Right, over here, we want to line up with the bottom down here. So literally, our second one in on our little rivet of our thing just down here. So that's that one, just there. It's a little bit tricky because of the distance between our original and this one. But once we have that, we can go up diagonally along for 3. And dropping back down up here for the actual sight of the RPG. So where you're going to aim to is obviously going to be determined via this thing. There's going to be some grey concrete behind this in the furthest point back, remember, because we're now building everything 2D again for our Luqman soldier. We'll take grey wool, grey concrete, and over this way, down here, not on the site, 3 grey concrete, grey wool, and then up to the face is where we're going to have to change our materials up. But we don't have this one just yet, so just ignore the fact I just grabbed that. I just wanted to make sure. But we do have the ending, which is going to be some grey terracotta in a square format like so, because this is still part of the ballistic vest. And up this way again, same thing. Now then, we are going to need to grab some new materials, so let's go ahead and get those and complete up our soldier. Now I absolutely love it when stuff happens accidentally that is just perfectly aligned. And that happens to be here. The last of our materials for Luqman, the soldier just here, is actually in our hotbar space. So we have enough materials here to fill our entire hotbar, and that's the exact amount we need for the rest of this build. How cool is that? Right, we're going to take some cyan terracotta, some cut sandstone, some smooth sandstone, some stripped birch wood, logs even, brown mushroom blocks, some black concrete, some grey terracotta, some brown concrete, and some brown terracotta. Basically, every material we use that's got a concrete, we usually use the terracotta as well. So now then, we want to obviously start with the sort of mouth area, obviously above the sight. That's just the way the game is, and that's the way the character is. Not that I'm saying that this particular soldier sort of uses his tongue to find the enemy with the sight. That's not the best way for doing it, bro. Right, we'll take the grey terracotta just here for 1. Then we go along past the sight for just 1 block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And do 2 layers of this, like so. Then we'll take ourselves some cut sandstone here. Smooth sandstone, cut sandstone just here. We're now going to take ourselves this grey terracotta again, but for the eyes. I do think this looks perfect for the eyes rather than black concrete, because black concrete was a little bit too dark for the particular eyes, but when you zoom back, grey terracotta looks pretty good because it's quite dark as well, but it's got enough colour to differentiate it between the brown and the black as well, which is brilliant. Now we'll take ourselves our smooth sandstone again for 1. Cut, 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 smooth, cut, no, sorry, smooth, 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 cut, cut, smooth, cut, 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 smooth, smooth, and a cut one, smooth, 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 cut up here. And down in this little gap is a smooth like so. Now we'll take ourselves some stripped birch, and again go into the back part of our RPG. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 for 2 rows of these 4 up to the cut sandstone here. Our next eye goes up here with 4 blocks of grey terracotta. Then we take 4 mushroom blocks up here, brown mushroom blocks. Now because I've pick blocked these, they go into the brown mushroom, and I didn't notice that when I was given the materials list, so that is completely my mistake, guys. But it is going to be this one, just plain old mushroom, just here, because it is this nice sort of birch colour, but not quite birch enough to be an issue. So there we go. We put 2 lots of those just here and here to make a bit more texture for Luqman's sort of shadowed face, or this Luqman soldier's shadowed face over on this right side, just here. Now we'll take ourselves black concrete to fill up the rest of the space. So that's technically 2 big squares of 4 in total. And then we now go on to the cap up here, the proper soldier's looking cap. So we're going to take brown concrete for 2, then brown terracotta, terracotta, concrete, terracotta, terracotta, concrete, 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 terracotta, terracotta, terracotta. So that's leaving a gap of 2 for our concrete. Terracotta, 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 concrete, terracotta, 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 concrete, terracotta, terracotta, concrete, concrete, terracotta, and terracotta. Going back in a block, concrete, terracotta, terracotta, concrete, concrete, terracotta, terracotta, concrete, concrete, concrete. That's down, by the way. Terracotta, terracotta, terracotta to 2 concretes up that way. And filling in the gaps, we do ourselves a terracotta, 2 more concretes over this way, 2 concretes, and then 1, 2, 3 terracottas up there to make a very camo looking hat. And now we have ourselves 2 Luqman Reloaded soldiers ready for action, and they can actually 1v1, which is obviously a game mode in the awesome game. So there we have it. That is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial, and that's that one. Well, there we are, guys. Thank you so much for watching this Wheelassassin guide. If you guys have enjoyed this one, please be sure to drop a huge like on it. That would be epic. Go ahead and fire an RPG at that like, turn it blue, or whatever color it may be at the moment. Please go ahead and consider subscribing and joining the Assassin Hood today for free. You just need to hit that little subscribe button, and if you wish to click the bell, make it sparkle with the little sparks, obviously, then please do, and you'll never miss another tutorial again. You can also join our Discord server run by the legendary Dindy. In the description there's a link to it. Come ahead and say hi, and yeah, just come and hang out. We have a bunch of mini games on there, and stuff is constantly being added to it. It is absolutely awesome. Of course, a huge shout out to the legend himself, Dindy. Thank you so much, man, for being a huge part of the Assassin Hood. Thank you for making this awesome game, and even more thank you for featuring me in this awesome game and being a part of it. I really appreciate that, and it's so cool. It's a real sort of childhood dream to be in a video game. Yeah, let alone a pixel art one. I mean, I love pixel art, and I love pixel 8-bit games and things. So yeah, thank you so much for letting me be a part of this. Really appreciate it. Guys, go ahead and support Luqman Reloaded with a link in the description below. Go ahead and download it and play with your mates on it today. Remember, it's a free game, so what are you waiting for? Absolutely. Alright guys, take the best of care, have an excellent rest of your day, and I will see you very shortly for another Wheelassassin guide coming very, very soon. Goodbye for now, Assassins. Thank you once again.